This is what everyone has wrong about the current state of reselling and the future of reselling. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Tech, and for 15 years I was the #1 seller of pre-owned men's clothing on eBay. On Monday, we do the flea market world domination videos where all of these pallets, I do wholesale now, we got pallets and pallets all around everywhere, sell between 4,000 and 5,000 pieces per day, sell a few hundred shoes per day, sell hats, sell a couple video games. This is what we do now. On Wednesday, I do the live Q&A. It's underneath the live tab, rapid fire, open Q&A live with you guys in the chat. Any question that you guys have, I will answer. On Friday, we do the podcast, which is a little bit more drawn out, a little bit more intensive, usually with a guest where we deep dive some topic, find out how they have been able to find their success. But on Thursday, I like to come with a quick hitter, something that can spark something in your imagination, some sort of topic that you can think about. And today's topic is, a lot of people have a misconception about what they need to do for now and the future, and a lot of people got it wrong. The current iteration of eBay is not race to the bottom. The future iteration of eBay for success is not race to the bottom. The current iteration and the future iteration of eBay to find success is race to volume. That's what they want us to do. You can look all around the world and every single thing that has to do with reselling. When we're getting our product, the thrift store is raising the prices. When we're getting our product, the thrift store is using technology and AI to sort out better items so that way they can sell them online. They can sell them on their own Whatnot streams. Goodwill and Salvation Army are both doing Whatnot. They are trying their best to maximize their dollar, as they should and as we should, so that way they can get the most profits. So we are getting squeezed on the acquisition of product. When you look at eBay, eBay is raising fees. A couple of months ago, they came out with a seller update. They raised the fees in about 0.35% in just about every single category. We did a video last Monday that was very controversial with the folks out there, and I get it, I understand it. We don't like when eBay comes for our money, but they're a business. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to make money, drive profit, drive revenue, because if this CEO doesn't, they will get them up out of here and find somebody else that will. So last Monday, they talked about a new promoted listings policy that's rolling out in the UK, in Australia, in Spain, in Italy. It has already rolled out in Germany, where if a item is promoted and anyone clicks on it but doesn't buy it, anyone clicks on it, somebody else buys it organically down the line within 30 days, eBay can assess you a promoted listings fee. And if you want more information on that, check out this video. A lot of people in the comments are not happy, but that's the way it goes. And 2 people wrote me this week, one in Australia, 100% of their sales were contributed to promoted listings. And someone wrote me yesterday, 99% of their sales were attributed to promoted listings yesterday. So this thing is coming. eBay wants every single sale to eventually be a promoted listing sale. That's what I gather from it. Just like the thrift store, the writing is on the wall with what they want to do. The writing is on the wall with what eBay wants to do as well. And in addition to that, we always get squeezed by the post office. It's like your birthday. It's like Christmas. We should know that these post office squeezes are coming. One's going to come up here pretty soon in the next couple of weeks. One is going to be a temporary holiday increase, and one is going to come again on or around January 20th, where they increase it big time for the next year going forward. So these are coming. They are always going to come. They're never going to roll out an update and say, hey, we are broad brushing, decreasing the postage. It's not going to happen. So we're getting squeezed by the post office. We're getting squeezed by eBay, squeezed by the acquisition of product. And I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. We might need to have and take on larger stores than what we've been accustomed to in the past in order to achieve the amount of money or the amount of profit that we want to have. Because going forward with the technology, with the saturation, with more listings potentially going up as the barrier to entry decreases, a $38 item might go all the way down to $18. So the margins may shrink in tangent, holding hands with the margins already shrinking at the thrift store, the margins already shrinking if eBay has any hand in it, and the margins shrinking already if the post office is involved with increasing fees. So as we talked about on that video, once upon a time, it was thought to be unimaginable and crazy to have a multi-thousand item eBay store. Now it's the norm. A lot of people are rolling out stores of 2,000 and 3,000 items just to get a handful of sales. A lot of people have to have 5, 7, 10,000 items in their store in order to have some kind of respectable amount of money coming in terms of sales and profit. And this is the new reality. We need to not race to the bottom. We need to race to scale, because racing to the bottom, the only place that you can go is zero. So there's two ways to make more money, more profit. One is you can save your way to more profit, which means all of this stuff around you, you need to look at it, you need to audit it and see how you can decrease your costs. Do you need to fire someone who's not moving the needle? Do you need to scale down your storage facility? Do you need to look at your business or your personal life and let things go? You can scale your profitability by decreasing your cost. However, it is limited because you can only decrease to zero. You can't decrease to negative $1 million. That part doesn't work. The second way that you can increase your profit is by selling more items, achieving scale. And when you achieve scale, there are some benefits to achieving scale. And I've achieved scale several times in my eBay reselling career. 30 listings up, 30 listings sold. 120 listings up, 120 listings sold. 250 listings up, 250 listings sold. When you achieve scale, it becomes very powerful because you get to do one of two things. Number one, and we talk about this on the podcast before with Michelle, the parking lot analogy. The parking lot analogy is this. If you owned a parking lot in downtown, next to the courthouse, next to the opera center, next to the amphitheater, you own just a parking lot. And every single day you charged $5 for every car that parked. And if you park 100 cars per day, you will make $500. 100 times 5. Now, if you can get those cars up out of there, and in the same exact parking lot, you could park 1,000 cars instead of 500, you will 10 times your money because you are parking more items in the same parking spot. And it's the same for us. If I can fit 500 pallets in this warehouse versus 8 pallets, I will make more money. I'm parking more cars in the same spaces, and we can do that with our eBay store as well. All of us have a finite amount of space in our house, in our closet, in our warehouse, in our storage units, and the space is not infinity. We all have a cap. But if we can reach scale and store the most amount of items that we can, a couple of things happen. We are bringing down our cost to store each item, and every single item has a cost to store. If you're spending $100 a month on a storage and you're storing 100 items, it costs you $1 per month to store your item. That is a cost that you incur and directly impacts your bottom line on the profit. Now, if you can store 200 items per month and still pay $100, now it costs you 50 cents per item to store for 1 month. This is a cost that we need to think about. The cost to store our item is very important. It goes back to the parking lot analogy. The more items that you can cycle through your parking lot, the more items that you can cycle through your storage facility, the more money that you can make in terms of getting more cars in and out of the lot, and it's cheaper for you to store a car for any amount of time because more items are getting stored in the same amount of time. So any type of way that you can maximize your space, you bring every single cost that you incur as a business owner down on a percent basis, which will make you more profitable per piece. Now let's go back and let's say you have an employee. If your employee is doing 100 items per week and you are paying them $500 per week, it costs you $5 for them to process and get one item listed. If they can double their output because you streamline some processes, maybe you invest in a technology, maybe you invest in some sort of advancement, now they have brought down the amount of money it takes for them to process a listing, and in turn, now make you more profitable per piece. So if it costs you $5 to list one item on your time or your employee's time, and you can double your output by any means necessary, now it costs you $2.50 to process an item, thus your profit goes up. You can also achieve scale in terms of buying. So once upon a time, I went to the thrift store. When I went to the thrift store, my average cost of goods was always between $7 and $8. Once I figured out other methods to get inventory that I can control, which we've talked about here, and if we're paying attention, there's a common theme. All of the stuff that we talk about is intertwined and interconnected. Once you can get to the point where you can control a portion of the inventory, now what do you have? You have leverage because you have what's called the economy of scale. And that's what we're talking about here. It is not a race to the bottom. It is a race to volume. It's a race to scale. Whoever can do the most, process the most, list the most, sell the most is going to win. And people don't want to do that. People want to be comfortable. People didn't get into eBay to do a lot of work. I understand. But there's a finish line to that. So if you can achieve the economies of scale in terms of buying, you can bring your average cost of goods down because you can negotiate and say, hey, wait a second. I'm over here buying 1,000 pieces per week. I need a price break. And if they have a better opportunity and they can sell those 1,000 pieces to someone else, they're going to tell you to go fly a kite. But if they can't and they need your business, they're going to say, you know what, that sounds like a good deal to me too. So you can achieve economies of scale in every single capacity of your business, whether it is processing, whether it is efficiency in how many items you can store, whether it's the efficiency of you or your employee, whether it's the economies of scale of your purchasing and your buying power. Huge companies negotiate these rates pennies on the dollar because they have the economies of scale of being able to do 1,000 orders per day, 10,000 orders per day, 1 million orders per month. They have these economies of scale where they have negotiated the price down with their leverage, and they say, hey, we're only going to give you a fraction of a penny per piece, and that's where we're at. Take it or leave it. The company goes, great, I'll take it because I know you're going to place an order of 1,000 units per day, 1 million units per month. And if you're working out of your home, you're working out of a storage unit, it's the same thing. You have your fixed costs. You need to increase your output in order to get a better bang for the buck for your fixed costs. If your fixed costs are $1,000 all in per month for your business and you're processing 1,000 units, it's going to cost you $1 per unit. If your fixed costs are 1,000 and you can process 1,500, now your cost per unit has gone down. If you could process 2,000 units, your cost per unit has halved. So it's very important for us to look at the world around us. This is 2025, guys. Everything, the writing is on the wall. The powers that be are telling you what they want to do. Business is business. Business today is a lot different than business was back in the good old days. It's about volume. It's about achieving scale. That's the expectation. eBay is expecting us to do volume. eBay is expecting us to take less money per item and be happy with that. So they're telling us you need to do more. If you want to make the same amount of money that you've been accustomed of making, you have to list more items. And that's just the way it goes. If you look at the world around us, everything has gone up. And I talked about this 6 years ago. Look at the landscape. Look at what's happening. Thrift store prices is going up. Real estate is going up. In turn is going to drive labor going up. In turn is going to drive cost of goods going up. Gas is going up. Labor's got to go up. Gas is going up. Cost of goods has got to go up. All of these things are going up. Insurance is going up. If it's going up for us, it's going up for them. And in order for them to make more money, they're going to have to increase their scale. And if all their costs are going up, they're going to have to raise their prices. If they raise their prices, we get squeezed. If eBay raises their prices, we get squeezed. If the post office raises their prices, we get squeezed. So you have to do more work for the same amount of money, because 100,000 in 2018 is not 100,000 today. 100,000 in the year 2000 is not $100,000 today, and the 100,000 of today will not be 100,000 of tomorrow. We talk about this a lot, and a lot of people think we got to race to the bottom. We got to race to the bottom. No. What you have to do is race to volume. Set up your processes now. Get your ducks in a row, get your things in order, get the inventory that you can control in order, because the race to volume is happening right now before our eyes, and it's going to continue to happen. And the people that are not blind to it, that see it, that recognize it, that understand it, those are the people that's going to be there, and those are the people that's going to be left standing, because the smaller ones are the people that did not recognize or understand how to achieve the volume. They're going to have a very tough time moving forward. That's just how it goes. Look at the world around us. I'm just the bearer of bad news. I am looking at it from an objective perspective. Look at the world around us. You can't argue with it. We need to achieve volume. We need to achieve scale. We talk about this all the time in the group. If you're interested, click the link below. I hope this video finds you well. As always, be great. Thank you.